it was just surprising how him and the people around him dealt with seeing someone who had just killed themselves.
Oh my Lord, oh my day, I've come a long, long way, and I've been lost in a lonely place. They're recognizing me. Oh my Lord, oh my days, I've come a long, long way.
So this video might be a few days late, but I was driving home from Brighton the other day with my family. We went there for New Year's Eve, and I heard on the news that Logan Paul, a YouTuber with over 15 million subscribers, had posted a video which included a dead body. But this dead body was in the suicide forest. It's called the Suicide Forest in Japan. And he went there to create some content, found someone who had taken their own life, kept rolling the cameras, kept recording, and then published it onto YouTube. Now, I wanted to just share my 2 cents on the matter, because when I heard it, I didn't really, I automatically thought, why has he done that? I quickly did a quick Google search, because I've watched some of Logan's videos before, and I actually think he's quite a smart guy to be able to achieve such a level of success on YouTube. And I just read a small bit about it, but I've literally just been looking at some of the videos, some of the reactions, and I wanted to dive deeper into what I truly think about this whole situation.
We found a dead body.
What the fuck? Now, firstly, I can't get my head around what mindset he must have been in to actually believe that this was okay to publish on YouTube, to put it out to 15 million people. Because honestly, a dead body in any sense should never be publicized. It should never be put onto YouTube, because it just seems like, I don't know, I just have no idea what mindset he's in to believe that that's right. At the same time though, I asked myself this question today: would he have done it if it was someone who had died of cancer? Or if it was someone who had a heart attack? Or someone who had a car accident? Would he then have published the video? Did he in some way feel like because this guy has taken his own life that he has a right to publish it on YouTube? If this guy has chosen to take his own life, has chosen to die, does that give Logan more of an opportunity to publish it onto YouTube? So that was the first question that went through my head. If it was someone who had died of cancer, someone who had died of a natural cause, would he have published it onto YouTube? And then secondly, his reaction surprised me.
This is top 5 craziest things I've ever experienced in my life.
Top 5?
Top 1. This is the craziest thing I've ever experienced.
If I was, apparently it wasn't planned. They were literally just filming content in this forest, and they come across this dead body and they just kept rolling. His reaction surprised me because, again, he seems like quite a down-to-earth guy. To have that reaction from seeing someone who had just killed themselves and to, keep rolling, and there was times where he was just cracking jokes. It, again, didn't seem right to me at all. But then what was interesting, in a point in the video, he actually said that that's the way that he deals with situations. He uses humor. So it's almost like Logan Paul has this mask. He's a funny guy. He's an entertainer. This is what, how he's created such success on YouTube. And he says that he uses humor as a way to deal with these issues.
Me smiling and laughing is not a portrayal of how I feel about the circumstances.
It's just your coping mechanism.
It's my so everyone copes with differently.
You cope with it with humor.
If you guys haven't noticed, I do. I cope with things with humor. While this is incredibly sad, I've said it 1,000 times, it's crazy. Can I get another shot?
So in that sense, it's, I kind of understood it. It's a mask that he puts on to be able to confront these issues. And we all deal with things differently. But again, it was just surprising how him and the people around him dealt with seeing someone who had just killed themselves. And then it just reminded me that, a lot still needs to be done, because it goes back to that mindset that he must have been in to actually put this onto YouTube because someone had taken their own life. Again, does it give him the opportunity to put it on because this person has chosen to take their own life? There's so much more that needs to be done. Mental health has had more awareness recently. More people are talking about mental health. The same with suicide. But it's still clear to me that so much more needs to be done because of this video. I can't remember the exact exact stat, but at the time of this video going out, before Logan Paul removed it, I think it had about 500,000 views, and there was a lot of likes on this video. And again, is it just because they've liked his video, because it's just what they do? Or is it the fact that people are actually liking this content, even though there's a video of someone who had just killed themselves in it? So there still needs to be a lot done. You know, suicide still needs more awareness around it. There still needs to be more understanding. Even when I lost my dad to suicide, I didn't understand it. It took me ages to start to understand the statistics behind it. Suicide is so common. It's the biggest killer of men under the age of 50 right now. There's still so much more that needs to be done. You know, words like commit. He committed suicide. I've said this on many occasions about my dad. Commit. It's not a crime. It isn't a crime anymore. It was legalized. It used to be a crime. You used to not be able to kill yourself, but now you can. It isn't a crime. So why are we still saying that we commit suicide? It's almost like we're still labeling it as a crime, and it's something that people should look down on. And that isn't gonna help the situation. Of course it isn't a great thing, but at the same time, if we're always looking down on it and seeing it as a crime and seeing it as something that we shouldn't be doing, then it's not gonna help the situation at all. And then as I started to reflect on the video, I sat there and I thought, imagine that was my dad. Like, imagine that, you know, my dad is a road accident. He walked in front of a lorry on a busy road, and it caused traffic, it caused a lot of people, it caused to see it, you know, air ambulance. And I thought to myself, if someone had filmed that and put that onto YouTube as a family member, how would I feel? And then I started to, you know, go into their shoes of this guy who they've, you know, filmed and put onto YouTube. How would they feel at Logan Paul putting this video on of their relative that has just ended their own life? And it baffles me, it really does. I mean, he's obviously quite a smart guy to create the success that he has, but I don't understand why he's done this. But on a lighter note, and if we could shine some form of positivity on this action, it would be that it has raised some form of awareness. People are talking about mental health, people are talking about suicide, and to see people say that this is sick, that he should never have done this, and to almost attack him in a way that he deserves it. And he's actually done a sorry video where he does say that he deserves any, you know, hate that he's getting from his actions, because that goes to show me that people are starting to understand that mental health is real. Mental health isn't something to laugh about, isn't something to joke about, to use as entertainment anymore. Suicide's serious, it's more common than you can imagine. And in some way, this video, this mistake that he's made has created awareness. It's shown me that people actually now see this as an issue that needs to be tackled. Whereas 10 years ago, if this happened, would people have seen it in a negative way like they have today? So that's just my 2 cents. I wanted to put this video out. Let me know if you've seen the video, what you believe his intent was, if there was any intent, and just share some of your thoughts in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. This isn't any hate on Logan Paul. We all make mistakes. Hopefully, you know, he's learned from this in some way. And like I say, I've seen his videos and I've heard him on podcasts, Lewis Howes podcast, and he's done stuff with Gary Vaynerchuk, and he seems like a very switched on guy. This is obviously just a huge mistake. I can't understand it, to be honest with you. But I'd love to know your thoughts. Share them in the comments below. Don't forget to share this video with someone if you haven't, and subscribe to the channel or follow along the journey. And I'll see you all in a video very, very soon.